Hi everybody, thanks for joining me for another tutorial in Melinda's Rubber Room. I'm Melinda Pierce and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm here today to show you how to make this fun fold accordion fold. So I'm just going to get right to it. We're going to start with a card base that measures 8 1/4 by 5 1/2. And let me move this over just a little bit. Okay, so that measures 8 1/4 by 5 1/2. And we are going to score that at 2 1/8, 3 1/8, 5 1/8, and 6 1/8. Okay, and those score lines are right here. Okay, so what you're going to do is make a mountain fold, valley, mountain, valley, just like you would with any accordion fold. And I'm going to go ahead and reinforce those folds. This card does tend to get a little thick once we add all of our other cardstock and designer series paper. So I want to make sure that these folds are nice and tight. That'll just make it nicer to open and close as well. Okay, so these measurements are the same going this way to this way. So if you need to turn your card around that way, it works fine. Or if you got your fold lines mixed up, that works okay too. So again, it's a mountain, valley, mountain, valley. Okay, so it looks like that. All right, so we are going to start with the back piece first. I just find it's a little bit easier to work from the back and then the front and then the middle. So I'm going to take my cardstock, and this one measures 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. This card is going to be a little bit different than my original one. I'm using a little bit more designer series paper and fewer die cut images, just to show you a different variation of it, and that if you don't have all of the supplies that I used on my original one, then you certainly have this. You most likely have the supplies to make this card just using your designer series paper and cardstock. Okay, so this is my white piece of cardstock, and this measures 1 3/4 by 5, and that's going to go right on top of that piece. So this is going to be the area that you will be, this will be one of the areas where you can write a greeting or stamp a greeting. So if you are going to stamp something, you should do that ahead of time before you put it onto your card base. And then there is a space on this side as well that you can also write a greeting. Okay, so I'm not going to do any of the greetings today because I'm going to just use this as a kind of a blank card. It does say hello on the front of it. Okay, so I'm going to take one of my pieces of cardstock that measures 2 7/8 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to close this up all the way, and I'm going to glue this on just like that. So this will have a little bit of a border going all the way around it. You will want to glue just this side so that this piece is only attached onto this panel. Okay, so it's not going to be glued to this section here. So I would suggest just putting glue on this panel, making sure that you do leave a border, like so. It gets glued down like that. Okay, and then the inside piece, I'm going to take another piece of cardstock that measures 2 7/8 by 5 1/4. And that's going to be glued right on the inside of the card. And when you close this, this piece should pretty much come to the edge of the white piece on the piece below. So you can see when it's all closed up, it looks like that. So this card will fit in a standard envelope when it's all closed up. So again, I'm just going to put glue on this section here, so I make sure that I don't glue my card shut. And then I'm just going to put this piece down, and I'm going to kind of close it so that I make sure that everything is lined with the card underneath it. Now, none of that is really that detrimental to the making of this card. It doesn't have to be perfect with lining up from the piece that's underneath it and all that, but I just kind of wanted to make it that way. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure that glue is all adhered. Okay, now I'm taking one of the pieces of white cardstock that measures 2 5/8 by 5. You're going to need 2 pieces of that, and one is going to go on the front section and one's going to go in the center. So I'm just going to put my front piece on, just like so. Again, leaving a border all the way around that first layer. And then I'll take my white piece, same measurement, 2 5/8 by 5. Now this one you can't put glue all the way around because it is being adhered entirely to that first mat that we put down. Now you could put this, you could adhere these 2 pieces together, whoops, before you attach it to the card base. That would be perfectly fine too. Okay, so I'm bringing in some of my designer series paper. This is from the In Color, I think it's the In Color, it might be the Regals, I don't know, one of those color packs. It's a 6x6 designer series paper. Those are really a really nice bargain in the catalog because you get so many different colors and you know that it's going to coordinate with the card base itself. So I think this is Gorgeous Grape and it matches perfectly with the Gorgeous Grape ink and the cardstock itself. So you can see how nice that coordinates with each other. Okay, so I'm going to use the opposite side of the designer series paper for the front of the card. Just kind of wanted to bring in both of those designs from the designer series paper. Just like so. And then if you remember on my original card, I used a lot of the die cuts. That's from the Dainty Delights, I believe. Yes, Dainty Delight stamp set and dies, the bundle. Unfortunately, the bundle is sold out right now. You can get the stamps, but not the dies. But I'm going to switch it up and just use this other stamp set. This is called Sending Smiles. And it's got some really cute little flowers in it and dies. And it has some great words to it as well. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and glue the stem on directly onto the card base, onto the designer series paper. Just like so. And then I'm going to pop up the little flower just to give it a little dimension. Just like so. And then I have this little hello. I think I'm just going to post that, put that right down there. I'll just glue that direct onto the card. And there is the cute little card that you can send for any occasion. And nice little accordion fold. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. That is one of the cards that we did last week in my Zoom session on Wednesdays. I have those Zoom sessions every Wednesday from 10 a.m. to noon Pacific time. You can find out all the information on my Facebook page at Melinda's Rubber Room. If you'd like to purchase any of the products that I've shown you, you can do so at my online store at melindapierce.stampinup.net. Make sure you check out the celebration offerings. They are expiring this coming weekend. As in, I believe, tomorrow. So make sure you check those out before those freebies are gone for good. So you can get free items for the $50 purchase. All right. Hope to see you next week on Zoom. And if not, see you here on YouTube. Thank you. Bye-bye.